To find the behavior of this graph, the first thing, if we want to know the y-intercept is the y value when x is 0. So if we take the original function and we evaluate it at 0, meaning we plug in a 0 everywhere there's an x, so 0 to the 6th times 15, 0 to the 4th, plus 54, 0 to the 2nd. What we see here is that the overall value is 0. So when we find our y-intercept is the ordered pair x is 0 and y is 0. To find the x-intercepts, what we're going to do is we're going to let y equal 0. So here we'll take our original function and we replace f of x, the y value, with 0, and then we solve the resulting equation. And whatever values we get for x are going to be our solutions. So the easiest way to solve this is probably just to use factoring. So if we take out a common factor from these three terms, we can take out an x squared, leaving x to the 4th minus 15x squared plus 54. Now this is a higher degree polynomial, but it can also be factored. So if we treat it, you can literally plug in U substitution. If you said U, since this is a quadratic type equation where the highest power 4 is double the other power 2, you could say that U is equal to x squared, therefore U squared is equal to x to the 4th. And what we could do for that, that trinomial is we could think of it as U squared minus 15U plus 54, and then we can factor it in this way. So if we factored it with the u's here, we get the two factors of 54 whose sum is this middle term minus 15, gives us a -5 or -6 and a -9. So u minus 6 and u minus 9 would be our factors. And then we just replace the u, just back substitute here and put this in terms of x's. So we get x squared is equal to x squared minus 6 and x squared minus 9. So once we get it into these factors, now we could also factor this last binomial is the difference of squares. So we could also factor it as the x squared minus 6 stays, but this is x plus 3 and x minus 3. Once we get it completely factored here, we can set each factor equal to 0, and that's going to give us our x-intercepts. So the first factor, monomial factor, is 0. So we know that we have one solution at 0. X squared minus 6, if you solve the this second degree equation, we could add 6 to both sides, extract our square root. When you extract a square root, you have to take into consideration both the positive and negative root. So plus or minus root 6 are also solutions. We have -3 and +3, so plus or minus 3. And so those are your list of solutions, and they want you to write it as an ordered pair. So each of these, remember, our y values are 0, so we're going to plug in our x coordinate of 0, 0, our x coordinate of -root 6, 0, and +root 6, 0, and then -3, 0, and +3, 0. So all of those would be your solutions for the x-intercepts.